and taken charge of their own community.
Now, with its beautiful rolling hills, its cobbled streets and its stone buildings, you might think this place was a picturesque step back in time. But actually, it's at the forefront of a brand new way of thinking.
Cooperatives may be as old as the hills that make this England's highest market town, but what's going on here is something the rest of the UK can learn from, because Alston in Cumbria is a place that really pulls together.
Just here on the left, we've got Alston Whole Foods, which is a workers' cooperative. And then up on your right is a wireless broadband transmitter.
That thing up there?
Yeah, that's run by Cybermore, which is a local social enterprise providing wireless broadband to this whole area. But what makes Alston really special is that there's about 15 social enterprises for a relatively small population, about 2,500 people.
Social enterprises, defined as not-for-profit businesses and services, owned and run by the local community or their members, provide 90 jobs here and have a combined annual turnover of around £2.5 million. The Moody Baker is one of them.
How does it actually work on a day-to-day basis?
It's a bit like having a boss with 4 or 5 brains, or however many, directors and employees you have, because it's like we all have an equal say.
And since the start of the credit crunch back in 2008, nationally, the cooperative sector has grown by 25%, massively outperforming the wider British economy.
When times are hard, we do throttle back on our wages, but only the directors, the workers, will be paid in the usual manner. We don't work for anyone. We work with each other to achieve an end, and that, it just seems to work.
Next stop, Alston's Cottage Hospital. It was recently threatened with closure, but locals ran a successful campaign to keep it open. Eleanor is in the middle of a consultation.
It's my hand, my left hand.
But her doctor is 25 miles away in Penrith.
Got an inflammation of the tendons in your wrist.
Though the initial funding was provided by the Department of Health, this innovative video link was only made possible by a social enterprise.
What Cybermore did was a lot of the heavy lifting. We went out, we sourced the equipment, we helped to train the staff, we worked out all the different red tape, all the issues, managed to sort all those things out and actually get the equipment in there, up and running and being used.
In the winter, Alston can be completely cut off, and getting patients to and from the nearest big hospital is difficult. But there are some more traditional solutions to the problems caused by bad weather, like this homemade snowplough.
We get a lot of snow in the winter, and the last couple of winters particularly have been serious. Sitting down and moan doesn't get the road cleared, does it?
It doesn't.
I mean, if you ring the county council up during a bad blizzard and say, my road is blocked, they say, well, I'm very sorry, our priority roads are the main roads and we're struggling to keep them open, which you can understand.
While it will run under contract from the local authority, the snowplough belongs to Tony and his fellow villagers.
We're on the end of the line as far as most of the service is concerned. You can't rely on the government to provide basic care for people and all this sort of thing. It's just an enlarged, extended family.
But are Alston's community-based innovations, born from necessity as many have been, really ones that could work elsewhere in the UK?
Could you put this Alston model down in any town or city?
Yeah, one of the big things we do is to actually bring people into Alston, show them the different social enterprises and say, this is how it works, and really try and fire their imagination so they can go back and do the same thing.
Aren't you going past Alston? A very remote area on the rickshaw?
On my rickshaw I am, yes. As we
good
were
luck.
saying, it's so high, so remote, they expect snowplows. I don't know if I'll have a snowplow on the
You'll
front.
be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be high. Anyway, thanks, Simon, for that. Ricky.